We have injury updates on Justin Slaten, Luis Guerrero, Hendriks and Tanner Houck, and the Red Sox fall on their faces for the second day in a row out of the All-Star break. Welcome back in to another edition of the Red Sox Rundown. I am your host, Jack, and through the good and through the bad, we're going to be here doing recaps after every game, doing daily videos. We're going to be live for the trade deadline, and that is why you subscribe. We are 40 subscribers away from our next goal of 3,700. If you have not already hit that subscribe button, that is our goal today. Let's get to 3,700 subs on this video. 40 of you, if you have not subscribed, hit that subscribe button right now. I guarantee you, you're going to love the content you see because we are always posting daily content around the Boston Red Sox, including injury updates today on the pitching staff. Alex Cora, before the game yesterday, gave us a lot of updates, most of them positive, one of them a bit negative, and we'll start with the negative one first. Tanner Houck. So his rehab assignment, his window for getting off of the injured list expired 2 days ago, and there was a lot of question marks about what was going to happen with Tanner Houck. And we have the answer. He is basically going to continue on the IL and then do another rehab start and see where he's at and see if he can make the big league roster. This was from Christopher Smith of Masslive. He said the Red Sox have returned right-handed pitcher Tanner Houck, who again is recovering from that right flexor pronator strain from his rehab assignment because he remains injured. Apparently, after his last outing, he did not react well, and it took him a lot longer to recover than usual, so he is still having some issues with the injury. His 30-day rehab assignment expired on Tuesday. He will remain on the IL as he continues to deal with the strain and has a 7-day period before he's eligible to begin another rehab assignment. So I don't know if this is just a situation of, we'll see him, he'll be back doing a rehab start in a week, or if this is he might not do a rehab start for a few weeks. We might shut him down for a while. I don't think any of us really know the extent of the injury except for Houck, the training staff, and, the support staff within the Red Sox. So, look, at the end of the day, I hope he's okay. He didn't pitch well at the beginning of the year, but you never want to wish injury on anyone, so hopefully he bounces back. And honestly, at this point, the Red Sox need reinforcements, especially in the pitching staff. And if Houck, his last 2 rehab outings, he had relatively solid rehab outings. So if he can come back and add just a little shot of adrenaline to the pitching staff, that might be valuable. So hopefully he's back soon. I don't really know. We'll see what happens. Don't really have much else to report on from that perspective. But yeah, apparently he did not recover well from his last start, and so they're going to keep him on the IL for now. I'm going to ask you this question because it's kind of, I think, leaning towards maybe not seeing Houck again this season. Do you think Tanner Houck pitches again this season for the Boston Red Sox? Type Y for yes if you think he does. Type N for no if you think he does not. YouTube is about to play an ad. Yes, I know, the dreaded ads. I'm going to ask you, let the ad play. Do not skip the ad. It helps us here at the Red Sox Rundown. We get part of the proceeds from the ad. And while it is playing, take that time. Go down in the comments. I want to hear from you. Y for yes if you think he does, N for no if you think he does not. Does Tanner Houck pitch again this season for the Red Sox? So that was the bad news in terms of injuries. And now we've got positive news, which is really great to hear. Reinforcement should be coming soon for the Red Sox bullpen. And it's not really an issue of the Red Sox bullpen has been bad, although Chris Murphy last night had a bad night for the bullpen. But it's the usage that's an issue. A lot of these guys, Greg Weissert and Brennan Bernardino, the two specifics, have just been stretched out beyond belief and have been, they have the most appearances of any pitchers in baseball. And so to get reinforcements back, especially high leverage reinforcements, is going to be very helpful. Justin Slaten is the big news of this. He played catch. This is a quote from Alex Cora. He said, Just playing catch, that's a big step. From the pylos in the weight room to playing catch, that's positive news. He's very important. So he is playing catch. We know he played catch a few weeks ago. He did not react well to that, so they completely shut him down. They moved him back to the basics of just kind of strength training and trying to strengthen his shoulder up again. And now that he is playing catch and it seems to be positive, it seems like he's reacting well. That's a big step in the right direction towards getting Justin Slaten back in this bullpen. Look, he might not be back for a few weeks still. Like his 60-day IL stint isn't up until the end of July, so you're not going to see him for at least 2 more weeks as it is, but getting him back for a push in September, late August into September, is valuable. Because look, the Red Sox have lost the last 2 games. Yes, not good, not great. They're still in this. They're still in the playoff hunt. And so getting your high leverage relievers back is very important, especially at the end of the season. And with the trade deadline coming up, I'm sure the Red Sox will look into reliever options. But at this point, who do you get? And at what cost? So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens on that front. But the fact that Slaten is having a positive trajectory towards coming back soon, that is positive news. More positive news. Liam Hendriks. I know Liam Hendriks has not pitched well at all this year. I get it, but again, it's reinforcements. It's depth. You'd rather have him available than not have him available at all. And so he has been on the IL since May 30th, retroactive to the 28th, with that right hip inflammation. He's thrown out to 120 feet, which is really good news. Now, he was transferred to the 60-day IL on July 8th. He had a setback at that time, but throwing out to 120 feet is a really good sign. I know I read somewhere that a rehab start might be in the near future. I don't know. I don't remember the validity of that. You can fact check me on that if I'm wrong. But just throwing out to 120 feet is really good news. I would expect him to, hopefully throw some bullpens in the near future, and then maybe a rehab start is in his future as well. I get he wasn't pitching well this year, but like I said earlier, it's better to have depth than to have absolutely no depth. Even if Hendriks is down in Worcester, and I don't even know if he has any minor league options. I honestly probably would doubt it. But even if he's on the major league roster and he can eat some low average innings for you, that's valuable to a bullpen that has been stretched out incredibly thin this season. And last but not least is Luis Guerrero. He's been on the IL since June 28th with that right elbow strain. He's in Fort Myers right now, where he is about to start throwing bullpens, according to Alex Cora. Great news. I'm a big Luis Guerrero guy. You've known this since spring training. I think that he has the potential to be your closer of the future, if not Justin Slaten. But getting him back throwing bullpens is a step in the right direction. And then, of course, you get into rehab starts, and then hopefully he's back on the big league roster within the next few weeks. Obviously, we'll see how he reacts to the bullpens. We'll see how he reacts to the rehab starts. But if you can get him back as soon as possible, that is another very valuable arm in this bullpen that desperately needs reinforcements. I'm going to ask you this. Trade deadline is, I think, a little less than 2 weeks away. Do the Red Sox need to add a reliever at the deadline? I personally think they do. We talked about a potential Emmanuel Clase trade in yesterday's video. But you let me know. Type T for trade if you think they should trade for a reliever, or P for pass if you think they should pass. If you think they're all good with relievers, they don't need to trade for a reliever. Jack, why are we talking about trading for relievers? You let me know in the comments down below. T for trade, P for pass. Should the Red Sox add another reliever at the deadline? We're going to talk about the game here in a second, but I'm just going to ask you one more time. If you have not already, our goal on today's video is 40 new subscribers. That's going to get us to our next milestone of 3,700 subscribers. We're trying to get to 4,000 as soon as possible, but every little goal counts. So if you have not already, daily Red Sox coverage through the good and through the bad on this channel. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. I appreciate y'all so much. Join the family today. All right. Not a lot to be happy about. Red Sox lose 6-0. At the time of recording this, they're a half game up in the third spot in the wild card. They could lose that today if they lose and the Rays win. It's just, I don't really know what to say. You just kind of got embarrassed on national TV. Once again, horrible first inning. You have Rob Repsnyder on the first pitch of the game, hit a ball into the gap and get on second. He gets moved over to third, and then I believe it's two straight strikeouts to end the inning. Maybe it's a pop out. I know that Romy struck out, and then Roman Anthony. Yeah. Oh no, I don't even know. I don't even know. All I know is you did not score Robert F. Snyder from third with less than 2 outs, which you desperately needed to. And then you go into the bottom of the first, and the first pitch, I believe it was the first pitch of the bottom half of the first, solo shot. Next batter, solo shot. You're down 2-0 from the jump. It's 2 straight days that you've been unable to capitalize in the top of the first, and then you give up multiple runs in the bottom of the first, and then you're instantly down. You have to play back from behind. The worst way you could start the 2 games out of the All-Star break after having a 10-game win streak. This is what everyone was worried about. This is what the doubters were saying. This is what the doubters were preaching. The second halves under Alex Cora have not been good. The second halves over the past few years have been when you implode, and when you get hot right before the All-Star break, you start to come into form, and then you get out of the All-Star break and it's like you completely forgot how to play baseball. The Red Sox right now, and look, I'm not jumping off the deep end. I'm not pushing the red button. I'm not giving up. I still think they're in this. I still feel good. I'd be good with 5-4 in the first 9 games. That's still very much on the table. You're not out of that at all. But just the way you've stumbled out of the starting gate, out of the All-Star break, when everyone is saying, oh, wow, the Red Sox are legitimate, you have Jeff Passan and Ken Rosenthal calling you a bona fide World Series contender. Well, you're playing a team that you could very well, and I would say very, very well, could see in the World Series. And you get your asses kicked the first 2 games of the series. They're not even close. They are not even close games. They're just not. The Cubs are a leaps and bounds better team than the Red Sox, and it has shown in these 2 games. The Red Sox right now are proving the doubters right. The doubters thought they're going to come out of the gate, they're going to play these games, they're going to lose to these good teams, and they are going to implode once again like they do in the second half every single year. The Red Sox have proved them right so far, and it makes me sick to my stomach because I still have faith in this team. But when you play as crappy as you did the first 2 nights, it's hard to blame them. It's hard to blame them. Brayan Bello, after he gave up those 2 runs, he looked good. He gave you 6 hits, 1 walk, 4 Ks. He only gave up 1 run after that point. He gave you 5 really solid innings. He gave you length, which is exactly what you could have asked for. And then Chris Murphy comes in, who's been good this year. He gives you 2, but he completely shits the bed. He gives up 3 solo shots. When you're like, Bello gave you a chance to win this game. You were up 3-0. You just got to get the bats going. Then Chris Murphy comes in and absolutely shits the bed. Excuse me. I'm sure Chris Murphy's a great guy. He's been great when he's pitched so far this year. 3 solo shots. You cannot do that. You need to give your offense a chance to win, even when your offense isn't giving yourselves a chance to win. You have to. And Chris Murphy tonight is just he was just the person that just got the brunt force of it. He's leaving breaking pitches over the heart of the plate. At least 2 of them. I believe the Matt Shaw home run and the Pete Crow Armstrong home run, I watched those. They looked like slow as hell curveballs that were hung directly over the plate, and they were smashed. Like, what's that pitch selection? Obviously he missed. He's not trying to throw it there, but my God, it's just not good. It's just not good. Your offense wasn't much better, though. They were honestly worse. You score 0 runs. You get shut out for, I believe this was the 4th time this year. You strike out 10 times. 5 of your last 6 outs in this game. You don't even chase Shota. He gives the Cubs 7 innings shut. You get into the bullpen, you're like, this is the opportunity. Shota Imanaga's out of the game. This is the opportunity. Of the last 6 outs of the game, 5 of them are strikeouts, and they are uncompetitive strikeouts. Just a lack of life. A lack of any sort of competitive nature. Rob Refsnyder had like 1 good at-bat today. Like, where he fouled off a bunch of pitches and got Shota's count up a little bit. That was it. The rest of, most if not the rest of the at-bats today were incredibly uncompetitive. And the end of that game is the epitome of it. 5 of your last 6 outs were strikeouts, and they were uncompetitive, chasing pitches out of the zone. I mean, it's like they completely reverted to like the beginning of the season. They just look absolutely silly. Only 6 hits. Abraham Toro goes 2 for 3. Masataka Yoshida goes 2 for 4. I mean, that's 4 of your 6 hits. The top of your lineup does nothing except for Ref Snyder with the double to start the game. They do absolutely nothing. But my biggest issue with this Red Sox team is Connor Wong. And I want to start this by saying, I'm sure Connor Wong's a great guy. And Connor, if you're watching this, I'm sure you're a great guy. I don't have any qualms with you outside of the field of play. I am just critiquing your play on the field. So please forgive me for absolutely going in on you right now. I don't understand why he's still on this team. I don't get it. He's batting a .144 with a .372 OPS. He has yet to get a hit with a runner in scoring position. He has 1 RBI this year, which came, I believe, on a sacrifice fly. He came up twice last night with 2 runners on, with 2 outs, and promptly flew out both times. That cannot happen. The lineup last night was horrible. I noticed it from the start. Duran, Abreu, and who am I missing? I'm missing one more. Duran, Abreu, and Narvaez. Excuse me, we're talking about Connor Wong. Duran, Abreu, and Narvaez all didn't play last night. I don't care about pitching matchups at this point. I know Shota dominates lefties, but those are 3 of your best hitters on the team. And we are running out Abraham Toro, Connor Wong, and, Rob Refsnyder got a hit, which was great, and Romy Gonzalez has been hitting the cover off the ball. But, this... And Marcelo Meyer didn't start either. There had to have been a more competitive lineup last night. There had to have been. I don't understand it. But this... I'm going back to Connor Wong. You had an opportunity in the 8th inning with 2 runners on and 2 outs to pinch hit Connor Wong. It might have been the 7th. I think it was the 7th, actually. Regardless, you have an opportunity with 2 runners on and 2 outs. You are threatening. It was the 7th because Shota started to slip there. You had an opportunity to pinch hit Connor Wong, and you didn't. I don't understand that situation. That is that is managerial malpractice by Alex Cora. Carlos Narvaez is sitting there waiting. Now, I don't know if Alex Cora told Carlos Narvaez to just don't even put on your cleats tonight, you're not playing. But at that point in the game, with how much of an offensive liability Connor Wong is, it's inexcusable that you are leaving him in. I don't care. I don't care if Narvaez was supposed to have the night off. In a game like that, you got to get him out of there. You have to. There has to be a better way. You cannot just say, oh, here's how we're going to fix Connor Wong's slump. We're just going to let him play through it and try to figure it out. He has not figured it out. And I don't think he's going to figure it out. You, as a front office, you, as a manager, Alex Cora, have to figure out a way that he is not in your lineup, because he is the biggest liability, probably on any baseball team this year. I don't think he would play on the White Sox or the Rockies this year. He is that bad. So to have him come up in the 7th inning when you are starting to chase the starting pitcher, you've got 2 runners on with 2 outs. You cannot have Connor Wong come up in that situation. It can't happen. I've defended Alex Cora. I cannot defend him for that decision. That's a bad managerial decision by Alex Cora. I do not care if you told Carlos Narvaez to take the night off. It's 162 games and every game matters. If he's got to catch 2 innings, who cares? He only needed to catch 1. No, he would have had to catch the 7th. Whatever. 2 innings, who cares? I get it. It's very taxing on a catcher. I get it. But those situations matter. But, this team... I can't believe we fell for it again. I can't believe we potentially fell for it again. I'm not giving up. I'm not pushing the red button. But to stumble out of the gate to start the season, or to start the second half of the season, it's just a bad look. Because you got so much hype during the All-Star break. So much smoke. You got everything. Everyone was gassing you up. And then you stumble out of the gate and you embarrass yourself on national TV. It just can't happen. It just cannot happen. Do the Red Sox win today? Y for yes, M for no. You got Crochet on the mound. I would like to say yes, but your offense has been non-existent coming out of the All-Star break. So I don't know. I don't know. A sweep is very much on the table. Very much on the table. Because as we know, the Red Sox don't give Crochet run support anyway. So, I don't know. You let me know. W for win, L for loss. Do the Red Sox win today? I want to hear your thoughts. Make sure you go subscribe. We'll have a recap after the game. Then we'll have a full-length video tomorrow morning. You already know the deal. Subscribe, join the family, help us get to 3,700 subscribers as soon as possible. And until next time, go Sox.